Hello, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you so much. Right here in Nairobi, Kenya, we are on Keep It Real Show. And we are very glad to say a good evening from East African time, right here from Nairobi, Kenya. And I see that a good number of you have been waiting. And so allow me to greet as Africans, those of you who came in as early birds. I want to say hi to you before we introduce our guest tonight. Let me begin with Rosemary Mwasia. Rosemary, how are you? I believe you are doing great. I think you are number one I have seen. Yeah, Rosemary is number one, followed by Nancy and Deo. Nancy is saying good evening, mommy. Sherry is saying good evening, Malu, eagerly waiting for the show. Ozioma Jesus is saying good evening, Norma and our guests were radio. Jane Kimati says good evening, mama. Christine Nekone is saying good evening, mommy. You are looking fantastic. And welcome to our guest. Thank you. Centrine Nekoye is saying good evening, mommy, in Jesus' name. Deborah is saying good evening, mommy. Alice is saying good evening, mommy. Rispa is saying good evening, mama. Ready for this show. Jennifer is saying hello, Pastor Esther, waiting for the show. Faith Muli is saying a show. Anne Sally says I am tuned in. Susan Kinyua, that's one boy, is saying good evening, mommy. Becky Okelo, good evening, mommy. Joseph Aleto, greetings, mommy. Watching you eagerly from Lavington. Okay. Anne Olung, good evening, mommy. Grace, Anne Olung, good evening. Grace Somi, good evening, mommy. Rose Salama, hello, mom. Professor Roslyn Okech, good evening, mommy. Looking fantabulous. Thank you. Florence Cherono, good evening, mommy. Margaret Ogola, good evening, mommy. Isabel, Isabel, good evening, mommy, and our guest CEO, Blanche Ndanu. Hi, ma'am. Good to see you. Thank you. Ruth Mutoka, good evening, mommy. Princess George, good evening, mommy. Ida, Dorcas, good evening, Pastor Esther, and our guest. Blessing Ann, good evening, mommy. In Jesus' name, you are looking great. Thank you. Jemima Friday, good evening, mommy. Roslyn, you are still saying something. What are you saying? Rosie, you are saying, mommy, I'm doing well. Okay. You are responding to whether you are doing well. Monique Nditu, good evening, mommy. Tunde, God bless you. Ime Emmanuel, good evening, mom. Good morning. Ime Emmanuel, I'm sure you are trying to say good evening. You say good mommy. Good mommy, all of them together, working together for good. More grace in Jesus' name. Good evening to our guests. God bless you. Now, Dennis Bill, good evening. Anne Njoroge, good evening. Mommy Monica Wambua, good evening. Judy Joy Kenyi, good evening, mommy. Looking lovely, mama. Watching from Addis, looking great as always. Thank you. Mercy Ruto, good evening. Dr. Esther, good evening, woman of God. Abisid King, Kate, Penina, the rest of you. So, welcome on our show. We are so happy to have you and to hit the road running right now. On our show tonight, please don't forget to share. On our show tonight, we have a powerful man. I'm not sure why your video keeps going on and off, Mr. Muthendi. Yes. Unmute. Unmute. I see your child wants to greet me. Please unmute.
Yeah, she's been wanting to say hi. Just say hi. Just say wave your hand. Wave your hand.
Hi, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Look at the way you are leaning on daddy. Are you the daddy's daughter, daddy's girl?
Say yes.
Yes.
So where is mommy? Where is mommy?
She's around. She's around. She's busy with her own course.
Okay, all right. No problem. All right. Say hi to your mom. Yeah, tell your mom I'm greeting her from Lavington. All right. So tonight we have a great man on our show, Mr. Benson Muthendi, and we'll be talking about money. We'll be talking about how to assess money. We'll be talking about partnership. We'll be talking about opportunities tonight. So please get ready to ask him all your questions, especially those of us that are Kenyans. Make sure you ask all your questions, and I'm sure he will have all the answers. So, Benson, on behalf of all our viewers across the globe, we want to welcome you on this show and to say thank you very much for accepting to be on our show. And so we want to give you the kind of clap welcome that we give our powerful guests. So please help me to give him a powerful. All of it goes to you. All right.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
our guest, you say something to welcome the audience. Then you let me know whether you have shared this program on your page, because I want to hear the voices of your followers.
Thank you very much. Actually, I've not shared, but I want to share right now. First of all, I am very grateful for this invitation. One of your staff, Apollonia, got in touch with me, and she asked me if I was interested in speaking to the youth in your church, and I told her this is what we do. So it's not an issue of if I was interested. That is my duty. Speaking to young people anywhere in this country, anywhere across the world, that is my duty, and that's why I am employed. And so I'm very grateful that I know there are many guests you would have invited to this show, but the fact that you chose upon the Youth Enterprise Fund to give you your guests, we are very grateful. We do not take it for granted. We look forward to engaging with you, not just on this forum, but also in future and even physically, to see what we can do, to see whether we can do youth programs together. I'm sure you have young people who attend your church. They may want somebody they can be able to discuss with physically. So we are willing to come to your church, even on a Sunday, to come and set up a desk, so that if people have personal questions they would want to ask, the young people specifically, then they can be able to ask, so that we see how we work together. The Youth Enterprise Development Fund is a state corporation under the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs. We provide financial support and business development services to youth-owned enterprises. And when we talk about youth, we are talking about Kenyans aged 18 to 35 years. And we see how we can be able to support them by way of providing finances for them to do business and providing business development services. That is loans, that is also training, mentorship, entrepreneurship training. We're looking at market support. We are also looking at business counseling and any other support that they may need so that they can be successful in their business. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I look forward to a fruitful engagement. Thank you, Pastor Dr. Esther.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muthendi. What an introduction. You have given us an open check. You have given us a serious blanket that actually will inform us the way we will navigate through this show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing, he said they are willing to partner with our church, the young people in our church. They are ready to even come physically to engage our young people, and they call the young people ages 18 to 35. What a privilege. And that was exactly what we said in church today. The youth are not people that are 18, 19, up to 35. And I'm sure we have a large population of this in our church and in our Queen Esther's generation. And so he's saying they are willing to actually engage with us, come physically to the church, set up their table, and engage in giving out resources and training, and also providing loans for our young people and mentoring them. So from this note, we will begin our discussion. I don't know whether you have shared, Mr. Muthendi, so that we can hit the road. Have you shared?
Now tell me, do I have to go back to Facebook to be able to share, or
yes, go to my own Facebook. Are you using computer? Are you using phone?
I'm using iPad.
Excellent. So what we do, Apollonia, to make it faster for him, send him my link on Facebook. Apollonia, just send him the link. Please send him the link. Then he will just click on the link and it takes him to my Facebook. Then when he gets to my Facebook, he will share to his own Facebook.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I know Apollonia must be listening. So please send him the link. Then that Facebook link, when he goes to WhatsApp, if he goes to his WhatsApp now, he will touch the link. He will touch the link and the link takes him to my Facebook. But I don't know why you keep going on and off. Your camera goes off, comes back, goes off, comes back. Hello, Mr. Muthendi. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
We can't see you. Is it possible for you to be steady so that you don't go off and on?
Sorry. I
You
think
keep going off and on.
I switched the screens because I switched the screens.
The link that Apollonia is sending you, that link
Yes.
that Apollonia is sending you is on your phone, on your WhatsApp. And so unless you don't have your Facebook on your phone. And baby, can you excuse your dad for some minutes? You know we are talking to the world.
Let's go. Let's go.
Maybe you go to your mom so that dad can concentrate. Yes, that is on TV. Thank you.
Now you can see me?
No, I'm not seeing you. You have actually logged in a second one. There, you have logged in a second device, and I'm not seeing you in any. All right, we are seeing you now. So yeah, we are seeing you now. All right. So if you're finding it a bit difficult to share on your Facebook, maybe
No,
we should
that's
just...
okay. That's okay. Now I'll use my phone to share.
Correct.
The only problem is that I was trying to use the same gadget I'm using for sharing.
No. That was why I asked you which gadget are you using. When you said iPad, I knew for sure if you have an iPad, then you can use phone to share. You just go to Facebook on your phone and touch on the link that Apollonia sent, and
Now
that link takes you to my
I've already
Facebook.
shared now.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we would like to know from you, maybe somebody who is logged in has never known anything about Youth Enterprise Fund. You know, you have explained that it's about ICT innovation for young people. But what is it in Kenya? What is the Youth Enterprise Fund in Kenya?
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Youth Enterprise Fund is an initiative by the government of the Republic of Kenya to support young entrepreneurs to be able to start enterprises or to expand enterprises. And the main reason why it was founded is to support young people to be able to move from being job seekers to job creators. So we provide the finances to young people in groups, as individuals, as companies, as partnerships, or any legally identifiable entity. And then once we have provided that support, we also provide business development services. We also provide business development services. We also provide business development services such as entrepreneurship training, mentorship, counseling, business counseling. We provide market support. So you'll find there are those young people who are in business. They are looking for an opportunity to market their products, but they do not have the linkages. There are young people who are looking for linkages with large enterprises. We do facilitate that. So that's basically what we do. Then we also have another mandate that is not necessarily entrepreneurship, and that is we support young entrepreneurs, or rather young people looking for jobs who get jobs abroad out of the country to be able to take up those job opportunities. Thank you. That's in a nutshell what you do. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Do you for example, the way you said you people are ready to come over to our place and expose our people to these opportunities. So when you come, what kind of things do you teach them?
One, we could have a meeting with you and we agree on what are the needs. So one of the things we do is we may identify. First of all, we begin by sensitizing young people in general what we do. Then those that may be interested, we can organize an entrepreneurship training program for them, so that we come there, we take them through a session on how do you identify business opportunities, how do you set a business, how do you market your products, and so on. And then from there, based on need, we can identify maybe an area that we need to lay emphasis on.
My goodness. So how soon can you be available? Because I'm one individual that I step into opportunities immediately. I don't procrastinate. How soon are you people available if we organize a youth meeting in church and invite you to come and speak to our youth? How soon are you available?
If we agree with you, within 2 weeks, we should be able to do that.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Excellent. So we are going to organize and we are going to bring out together our youth. And the one you are going to do in church. After that, we are going to agree. I have a mentorship for girls, secondary school girls, ages 13 to 20. Of course, you people look at 18 to 35. But if you start talking to children when they are 20, and from 18 you begin to sensitize them at that age, before they even reach 35, they have started thinking, having a mindset that is a transformational mindset, as opposed to when they are now 34 and they are 35. So I mentor secondary school girls. And these girls are ages 13 to 20. But I'll be having a camping with them in December. We'll be having a camping with them. So we are going to reach out to you to see whether you can create time to come and talk to at least those of them that are 18 to 20 amongst them, are on the opportunities that are there. But before December, we really want to have you in the church to talk to all our people between 18 and 35. So I don't know whether you will prefer on a Sunday or on a Saturday, because that will help us. Immediately we go back, we will begin to arrange and now write you an official letter. And I don't know whether you will prefer to talk to them on a Saturday afternoon after service. Then they can now arrange themselves at that age bracket, since normally the service on a Sunday is for all age bracket. So, but for this particular bracket, we can actually do it on a Saturday and now bring them together on a Saturday, so that you are actually talking to the right age target.
So I would suggest that the most convenient date is the date that is convenient for them. And the date that is convenient for them is we look at when are the majority of them available to be for us to have a discussion with them. Is it on a Saturday afternoon or is it on Sunday? So if you agree it's on Saturday, then we meet on Saturday. If you agree it's on Sunday, then we come on Sunday.
Excellent. So definitely we shall book you for June. We shall book you for June soonest. So when we get back to church this coming Sunday, we will do our survey. We will find out when they are available. We find out when they are available, whether Saturday or Sunday, and then we will communicate immediately to you. I'm not really sure what's going on with your video.
Now it's
So
sorted. Now you can hear there's no echo now.
okay. So we will get back to you after service next Sunday. The next week we will get back to you and then we can agree. So now for the audience to again engage and understand more how these things work. Assuming somebody begins a business, a little business now, and the fellow asks for loan, what kind of loan do you people provide, and at what interest?
That's a very good question. Now we have many loan products. To begin with, we have group loans. Young people who get into groups who want to do common projects, we begin them with a loan of 100,000 in a group. The group is membership of from five and above, depending on how many they want to be in that group. Then we give them a loan of 100,000. We give them a grace period of 3 months. They repay in 1 year, that is 12 months. And once they have repaid, we graduate them. They can apply for 200,000. Then once they repay the 200,000, we graduate them to 400,000. And from there, we graduate them on and on until they reach 1 million Kenya shillings. Then we also have individual loans. We have individual startup loans where we start people with 100,000. Then we go to business expansion loans that also start from 100,000. That's for individuals, companies, and partnerships. 100,000 up to 2 million Kenya shillings. Then once you have repaid the 2 million Kenya shillings, we can give you up to 5 million Kenya shillings. And then on top of that, we have also asset financing. So if, for instance, you are in a business and that business requires assets, say you're a farmer, you need a tractor, then we can see how we can purchase that tractor for you, and it becomes its own security. That is up to 5 million Kenya shillings. Say you are distributing cereals and you don't want a truck, or you're in construction industry and you don't want a truck for your business, then that is something we're able to help you be able to acquire, again, up to 5 million Kenya shillings. And so it means if there's, we give you about 80% of the value of the asset, and you pay the difference for yourself. That asset becomes its own security. Then we also have agribusiness loans for young people who are interested in agriculture and related businesses, going up to 2 million. We have what we call Talanta loan for young people in the creative arts, performing arts, going up to, again, 2 million shillings. We have what we call LPO loans, that is trade financing for young people who want to do business with government. If you get an LPO, if you get an order from government, which you're supposed to supply, then we're able to give you 70% of the value of that order, as long as it's not beyond 5 million Kenya shillings, so that you service the order and then you're able to repay us back the money. So in a nutshell, those are the loans that we give currently.
Do you have how much, what is the percentage of interest you charge them?
Now, our group loans have no interest. We only charge a small management fee of 5% one-off, but our business expansion loans, that is asset financing, and all those talent loans and agribusiness loans, they have an interest of 6%, but 6% per annum. So that's very affordable, considering that the market rate right now is from 12% and above.
My goodness. You see, the Bible is very clear. It says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Yes. Look at the kind of opportunity we have in Kenya, and some of our youth are wasting. Some of them are just there looking for handouts, and people are saying things are difficult. Meanwhile, we have a lot of information out there. Now, yes. Somebody is asking, let me read a few questions. Somebody is asking a question. The fellow is saying, I did not know you finance individuals and companies. I thought it was only groups. So maybe you can respond. The fellow is saying, I did not know that you finance individuals and companies, as she thought it's only groups. So tonight you are saying you can finance individuals and companies, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, we know that the information gaps anywhere. maybe even your church. If you ask people, there are people who don't know where your church is located. There will always be an information gaps in one or two few incidences, and so that's why we welcome such opportunities like we have today, so that we are able to engage with our young people, we are able to engage with Kenyans, so that we provide information that they may not have. They're able to seek clarifications, to ask any questions that they have. We are glad that we have many people online tonight. Some may not have had information on what we do, but I'm glad that today we are able to provide information. Some may have had very little and sketchy information. We are glad to provide full information. Some may have had information they may have received from elsewhere that was misleading, that was not accurate. But today we are willing and happy to set the record straight. So I appreciate the gentleman or lady who said they did not know that we provide loans to individuals. That could be correct. That is absolutely correct. But we are proud to have this opportunity to provide that information tonight. Thank you.
Wow. So you have had, they give loans to individuals if you qualify, they give loans to companies, and you have had that it is no interest for groups, and the ones they do for finance or whatever is only 6% and in 1 year. So somebody else from Addis Ababa is asking a question from Ethiopia. Joy Kenyi is saying, would the group require guarantors prior to assessing the 400,000 loan?
Now, for groups, we are very flexible, because for groups we are dealing mainly with startups, people who have had no prior business experience, and what we require for groups is them just to have a registered group. You need to go to social services, get your group registered. Then once it is registered, you'll come to offices. Our officers will help you fill a business application. We do not ask people to provide business proposals, because we know it can be complicated to fill business or proposals. So what we do is that we have a structured business proposal, a loan application form, which by the time you fill all the information we require, you basically have filled a business proposal. And so once you fill it in, then we're able to give you the loan. Only that we require that once the group is registered, we require you to at least to stay together for about 3 months before you apply for the loan. Just for our comfort, that your group is not going to disintegrate. So, and once you've been together for 3 months, you give us some comfort that you can live together without quarreling, without separating. And then we will train you on group dynamics. We'll train you on business management.
Hey, my
We,
goodness.
yes, we'll also require you to have a bank account, because we do not give cash. We wire money into bank accounts. So it is a mandatory for the group to have a bank account. And maybe here it's important to explain that many groups have bank accounts that are in the names of the officials. So here we do not allow the names to be the account to be the names of the officials.
Correct.
The account must be the name of the group. And then, because we are saying this is a youth group, then we will require that all the officials of the group must also be youth. So we allow a group to have 30% of its membership people who probably are above 35 years. But then those people who are about 35 years are not allowed to hold office in the group. So if you are 10 in the group, you'll be allowed to have probably 3 members or less who are 35 years and above. But then those 3 members should not be chairman, should not be secretary, should not be treasurer. They should not hold office. They should be mentors in that group. And why we do that is because we want to avoid a situation where people own groups. You could have a few wazes, old people, coming together to own a group so that the group takes a loan on their behalf. So we want this to be a youth-led initiative. So if it's a youth group, it must be youth-led. The officials must be young people. Thank you.
Wow, glory be to God. This is amazing. This is simply amazing. And so there is no reason why a youth in our church, for example, should be begging for bread. There is no reason why a youth, because all you are asking this fellow is think. What you are telling the group is you guys must use your brain. So think of what you want to do. We fund it. And you will be training you, we'll be helping you. Oh my God. I believe God that this information is going to change our young people. Another fellow is asking, Ingrid is asking, do you need any collateral? If not, how do you take care of the risk of lending?
That's a very good question. For group loans, because we say this basically are beginners, these are startups, we do not ask for collateral because we expect that within the group, people are able to provide, security amongst themselves to co-guarantee each other. That's like social security. But for business expansion loans, where you are taking the loan as an individual or as a company or partnership, that we shall require you to provide security. Initially, we were not asking for security, but you see, as you move along, as you go along, you find you're giving loans to an individual. The following day, you can't trace them. They have gone to another different town in the country. They have traveled out of the country, and that becomes difficult to get that loan back. And so we said it is important that we get some form of guarantee that we'll be able to get that loan back. So we require security. Security can be in the form of a logbook or a title deed. But fortunately, that logbook or title deed doesn't have to belong to the borrower. It could belong to your friend, to a relative, or indeed to anybody who trusts you. Say, for instance, you are a very good student in high school, you impress your teachers, and one teacher knows you for a long time, and they feel they can vouch for this young person, and they can trust you, so they're able to provide their title or security for you to guarantee your loan. Or even say in a church situation, you're the youth patron or your church pastor, they have known you for many years, they know you're a person who can be trusted, and so they feel they are willing to guarantee you, or your uncle, maybe your former classmate or your mentor, just anybody who can be able to vouch for you. So the security does not have to belong to you, it can belong to somebody who can trust you. And maybe here I can mention that for young people, that it is important to be a person who is trustworthy. We have seen situations where a father comes to our office and he tells us that, okay, I've come to confirm my son has told me that you people are willing to give him a loan as long as I guarantee him, maybe with my logbook or with my title. And we say, yes, that is the correct situation. And then they tell us, you hear the father telling us, oh, the way I know my son, I would never take such a risk. So you see, if your father cannot trust you, it will be very difficult for anybody else to trust you. So it is important that you are trustworthy, because in credit, there are what we call the C's of credit. The C's of credit, one of them is character. What is your character? How do people know you? Are they willing to trust you? You see, and that is very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another fellow is asking, do you monitor the progress of the business? How do you monitor the progress of the business?
Yes, we do monitor the progress of the business. We have officers. The officer that helps you fill the loan, that officer follows up with you every now and then to find out how your business is doing. So where we have challenges, we see how we can help you overcome those challenges, because it's also in our interest that your business thrives, so that you're able to employ other young people, and so that you're also able to be able to repay our loans. So and for this, what we do is that you cannot come to our head office and apply for a loan. You will only apply for a loan from where your business is. If you're in Nakuru, you apply for a loan in Nakuru. And why you apply in Nakuru is so that the officer in Nakuru is able to follow up, is able to visit you probably on a weekly basis, or maybe once every 2 weeks, or depending on your situation, maybe only once a month, so that they're able to see how you're performing. And if there are challenges, then we're able to address them before the situation gets out of hand.
Wow. Wow. Somebody is saying that the youth in this nation cannot fail. The opportunities are limitless. And I agree. I completely agree. Information is key. Somebody is asking, what are some of the requirements needed to access this loan? What are their requirements?
Um, yes, one I did indicate that one, you must be youth. That is a person between 18 and 35. Then, if you want a group loan, you must be in a group that is duly registered. If you want a business expansion loan, you must either be an individual or partnership or company. And for business expansion, we require you to be in a business that has been running for at least 6 months, because you're actually looking for business expansion. Then I also didn't mention that we require you to have a bank account, because we deposit that money in the account. And I also didn't indicate that for business expansion loans that we give to companies, individuals, and partnerships, we require some form of security. And that security we will discuss with you depending on how much money you're looking for and what your proposed repayment pattern is. And usually the securities that you'll be looking for will be a logbook or title deed. But I also did mention that those logbook and title deed do not have to belong to you as the borrower. They can belong to your friend, to a relative, to a parent, to a mentor, or to indeed anybody that would trust you with it.
Thank you so much. Minister Simon Mulinge is asking, sir, what is the cost of borrowing the loans? Do the loans have interest rates and how much? I think you've answered it. You have
Yes.
said that the
But there's
interest
no
rate.
harm repeating. Maybe that person logged in a little bit late.
Okay, okay, go ahead. No problem.
We
Okay,
did
go ahead.
indicate that group loans have no interest, but all the other loans, business expansion loans, have an interest of 6%. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Monica is saying this is an excellent opportunity. Somebody, I think somebody is answering them. One of the requirements is that you need to get registered. Yeah, somebody is trying to help answer. And they are saying, Stephen Austin is saying, thank you, Mama, for bringing Buana Benson here. I am enlightened. Monica is saying, is the focus strictly for youth up to 35 years and not beyond? I think you have also answered that in a group of 10, 3 or less can be above 35, but they must not be in the leadership.
Yes.
All right. So, Monica, they can accept people beyond 35, but those ones should be mentors and not in leadership. All right. Simon Mulinga is saying, what is the definition of youth? We have answered it, 18, between 18 and 35. Steve is saying, kindly ask Mr. Benson about the rules and regulations required in order to get the loans. We have already answered it. Sister Catherine Eric is saying, is the individual loans open to any age group?
All the loans are the same age group, 18 to 35.
So if an individual that is beyond 35 comes, the fellow cannot get it.
You cannot get it.
Okay, unless you go and
However,
belong to that group of 18
however,
to
if you are in a company, we look at the shareholding. If you're in a company where at least 70% of it is in the hands of people below 35, then that we are willing to accept.
all right,
Company that is 70% owned by you.
that is very good. Favor Akitsa is saying, Big Mommy, politicians are the ones who are misusing our youth. Okay, that is not our topic now for tonight, but we are telling our youth not to be allowed to be misled, that they should know what to do with their lives. All right, Regina is saying, what are the requirements for the loan? We have answered it. Professor Roslyn Okech is asking, what happens if somebody is unable to pay? If the business does not succeed, what do you do with the fellow? Or let me add, the group.
Now, ordinarily, I don't like answering that question, because that's a person who is beginning from the negative. I usually tell young people, don't start looking at the negative. Don't try to look at how you can escape probably paying the loan. But if there's a challenge in repaying the loan that we are able to discuss with you, we are able to agree. Some of it could be like during the COVID period, we had a lot of young people who were unable to pay their loans because, say, maybe you're running a restaurant and the restaurants have been closed. Um, Say you're running a butchery, the butcheries have been closed. The other people who are running enterprises that were severely affected by the COVID, and we're able to sit with them and we're able to structure their loans so that we extended the repayment period. We gave them payment holidays so that maybe agreed with them maybe for the next 6 months you're not going to be paying, so that you're able to restructure your business, so that whatever savings you're able to make from loan repayment, then you're able to use them to improve your business. So we're able to discuss with individuals, but on a need basis. And the discussion here is from individual to individual. And we are able to look at what is the cost of you being unable to repay. Are there factors beyond your control, or is it that you misused the money? Because you may make a little money, and you have seen your friend with a phone worth 300,000. You probably want to go and buy that phone also. Then you see that also, it's neither here nor there. Then we'll also look at probably your bank account. Your clients have been paying to you through your bank. Now we look at your statement. We see now there's no money coming in, and we're able to ask ourselves, how well can we help this year? So we also put you in the middle of that decision, so that you're also able to give us alternatives as to what you think the challenges are, what you think the way forward is, how you think we can be able to resolve that issue, and we resolve it together, because we're also interested in you being able to recover, so that you're able to repay our loan. Thank you.
You guys do a lot. My goodness. Isabel Ndegwa is saying this is too good to be true. That the west wind, it is the west wind. Those that came to our church today will understand what she's saying. We preached about the four winds in life. So she's saying this story is like the west wind is blowing. And I agree, the west wind is blowing, Isabel. It is too good to be true, but I know that there will be somebody in our church and in our meetings that God is thinking about that individual and has organized this show so that that individual and that group can quickly put themselves together and change their lives. At least ability to put food every day on the table for the children will be very important, and to pay school fees. Jemima is saying, wow. Nina is saying, Mr. Benson, congratulations for what you are doing, and thanks for supporting I don't know, seafarers or what. It's true. My students have benefited through youth. Okay, that's the name of their school. He said you have been supporting seafarers. That my students have benefited through youth fund. May God bless you. Does it mean you give scholarship to students?
No, that's a loan we began recently. We launched recently. It's called Vijana Baharia, and what we have done is that I did mention that there's one loan product there's one program that we have that is not entrepreneurship or facilitating young people to obtain jobs abroad, and what we've been doing recently is that we have signed a partnership with the Kenya Maritime Authority and the State Department for Shipping and Maritime, and we have young people who are obtaining jobs, are able to get jobs in cruise ships across the world, and then once they get a contract, they're able to go for those jobs. Some of them have a challenge paying for their medical examination fees, maybe paying for the processing of their passports and visa and so on. And so we are able to extend a loan to them so that they are able to process this documentation, they're able to get their medical tests done, and we make an arrangement with them, of course, which is guaranteed by the Kenya Maritime Authority, that once they get these jobs, then they're able to repay us the money. And a few young people have benefited. Unfortunately, we launched this product, and then COVID came in and cruise ships stalled, and so we haven't been able to cover much ground, but we have benefited quite a number of young people.
Wow, thank you. I'm sure by the time you come to speak to our young people in church, all these questions will be downloaded and broken into pieces. And you will now see we do need assessment and see now where to begin to handle them. Steve
Yes.
Oko is asking the asset finance, is it available to sole proprietorship that has startup business? Do they requirement purchase act as security for the loan? What other security did you need as conventional security? Steve, he has answered this very clearly. So if you people came a bit late, you just rewind and go back and watch this show, and I'm sure you will get all the answers. All right, let's go on. Mary is saying, thanks for the vision that you have for the future of our children, Mommy Esther. This is an eye-opener to our youth and even parents. May God bless you. Amen. Let me continue reading. I don't want to. Somebody is asking, you visit the youth development fund officer at the sub county. Do you visit? I don't know whether this is a question or answer. The fellow is saying you visit the youth development fund officer at the sub county or county level national government. So I'm not understanding you. You can clarify what you're saying. Somebody is saying, do you provide lending for technology training? I don't understand. Is the fellow asking whether you people fund, if somebody is going into technology training, do you provide fund for training, or you are only dealing with entrepreneurship?
Thank you very much. We only deal with entrepreneurship. We do not finance training because training, that's the purview of other institutions that provide scholarships and higher education loans. So we only provide loans for entrepreneurship. And then there's the gentleman who is talking about county officers and so on. Maybe I could take this opportunity to say that we have officers in every county spread across the country. And so if anybody is in doubt as to where they can be able to get our loans, the easiest thing is to visit their DC's office. We call them DC's office. Everybody understands DC's office, and be able to ask, where is the youth office? And once you're shown the youth office, then you can be able to ask any question you have regarding the Youth Enterprise Fund. However, we also have our website, www.youthfund.go.ke. Then we also have, that is www.youthfund.go.ke. We also have our social media streams. We have Facebook, Youth Fund Kenya. We have Twitter, Youth Fund Kenya. We have Instagram. We have YouTube. Please feel free to visit us and ask any question. You could also write to us at info@youthfund.go.ke. Thank you. And in Nairobi, our offices are at Renaissance Corporate Park, next to Radisson Blue. We are on 4th and 5th floor. So you're most welcome to pay a personal visit, a physical visit, and maybe clarify any questions that you may have. Thank you.
All right, I'm sure you have gotten the addresses and the website. If it was very fast, just take your time, go back and play back the video of today, and you will get that information. Maureen is saying, does employment status matter? In other words, do you only consider unemployed youth, or even if somebody is employed, gaining salary, but has a business or belong to the group, do you still help that individual?
That's a very good question. Indeed, maybe I take this opportunity to also inform you that now we are even willing to consider those who are employed, as long as the money goes into entrepreneurship. Because even if you're employed and maybe you start an enterprise, you start a business, then it means you'll employ another person there to run it full time because you're also employed. And so for us, we'll have achieved, because we'll have created a job opportunity. Then also something we are rolling out, although we have not launched it yet, is that we are launching a salaried loan, meaning As I said earlier, we do ask for security. However, we do acknowledge that there are young people who have salaries. They would want to take a loan so that they invest probably in a restaurant. They would want to invest in a hair salon. They would want to invest in buying a taxi. They would want to invest maybe in starting a beauty shop and so on. And so we are willing to take their salary as security. So that then we take their payslip, we agree with the employer that this is the much you'll be deducting from this gentleman or from this lady and paying us monthly. And that's something we are looking at rolling out from July this year.
Excellent. Caroline Milungu is saying, this is wonderful. My business is 1 month old and I'm doing well. Can I kindly get a loan to expand it? The answer is yes. Caroline, you can visit their office or you come for the training we will have in church and you'll be able to do the connections. One of the good things that the training will do is that it will create opportunities for connections and we'll be able to help you. Let me even give you people a testimony. You know, during the COVID, I was just online. There was a meeting that was taking place somewhere. The clergy, they came together to pray for the nation, and I couldn't go because that was QEG day. But I decided while I was on my way heading to church, let me log in and be praying online with them until I enter the church. Fortunately, somebody in that meeting now mentioned opportunities for business, for registration, and quickly I had to find a way to get her contact. I thank God that my husband attended the meeting. So when now I was sharing with him, he now mentioned that immediately that that lady was introduced, that he knew that I'll be very interested in that kind of thing, that he knows that anything that involves women, I will be interested. So he actually got the contact of the woman. The same day, I contacted her and we were able to organize a virtual meeting. And I told some people to register with that organization, and some of them did. Out of the people that did, one of them, imagine, just because of that little opportunity granted to her, few days ago, she was interviewed by Citizen TV. Equity, Equity now took her to interview her, to represent them, to be interviewed. She now texts me, "Mommy, look at what you did for me. It is because of the information you gave me. I didn't know that this company is in existence. You now told us to do ABCD. I did." Equity now picked her, and there were about 3 or 2 that were interviewed by Citizen. So I was saying, this is the power of information. This is the power of information. And I don't normally waste time when I get information. So the fellow asking, can I be funded? Very soon you will hear that they are coming to our church. Please find your way to that meeting and you can get connected and see how things can go. Or you go to their office. The way he has given us their distant, but Susan Kinyo has answered you. Wambu is saying since 6 months are required for expansion loan. So they will now talk to you whether your business has reached that 6 months to be able to help you, but they will know how to navigate you. So many questions. We can't even finish. I just want to first give you an announcement, then we look at one or the other 2 questions. Don't forget that this Wednesday we are beginning a series on the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God in our faith clinic from 5 p.m. Please join us either online or physically. Kingdom of God. Don't miss it from the beginning. Friday is our vigil from 10 p.m. Friday is our vigil from 10 p.m. at RCCG Solution Center. The theme will be, I shall recover all. So please, our vehicles, our buses will be at Kencom to pick you free from 8 p.m. The vigil is from 8 to 4 a.m. Okay? Then don't forget, tomorrow is our evening sacrifice, praying for revival. Some of these connections we are getting to help people is as a result of prayers. So please join me tomorrow by 8 p.m. as we keep praying for revival. Don't forget on Friday, of course, Friday, there will not be the change the narratives. So we are coming for vigil. Don't forget our QEG June is on the 4th of June, which is next week, Saturday. And we will have 3 important things we shall be doing. The Lord said, I'm giving you people keys. And by the special grace of God, one woman alone has provided 2,000 branded keys for our women just to run with the prophecy. So as we gather on the 4th, keys will be distributed to every woman. It is God who said, tell them I'm giving them keys. So we want to give it to you as a mantle. And somebody has funded it. And the fellow will be bringing them. Then that same day, the man of God I talked to you that gave a powerful testimony of how God lifted him and gave him a continental job will be with us to give you his testimony and his story. Then finally, don't forget, we are transacting by the blood. We are going to transact in the spiritual market by the blood of the Lamb to silence every other thing that is standing against our progress in life. You can't miss June meeting. And when we are there, we will now talk about our July summit that will be for 4 days. Please don't forget. Somebody is asking, does the government get them the jobs? I don't think we want to answer this one now. Let me go. Kindly elaborate on your market linkage program. Does it include linkage to EAC and international markets? I think this one is very important. You say you link them up to help them sell their products. So the fellow is asking, does this include to EAC and international markets?
Yes, I would say yes, we do that. And how we do that is that locally we do support young people to exhibit their products in local exhibitions like the ASK shows, Nairobi International Trade Fair, Mombasa International Trade Fair, Kisumu International Trade Fair, and so on. We are also in discussion with other players in the private sector, such as malls. There's one mall we are discussing right now of how they can be providing a space over the weekend so that young people who have unique products and they can't access market can be able to exhibit their products there and be able to exhibit to customers who are coming into that mall. And then we have also been supporting together with other players such as micro enterprise authority, that is MSEA, with the Keproba, that is the Kenya Export Agency, the agency that deals with exports in Kenya. We were able to work together to link up our young people. Like recently, we sent young people to exhibit their products in Mwanza, in Tanzania, in an East African exhibition. And so they were able to exhibit their products. They were able to reach out to customers who are beyond this country. So we do it in a small way, but we create a big impact to those that we're able to reach out to. Then the other thing is we do is that we try and link up young people with large enterprises and large institutions. So
Hey,
say
my God.
yes, say you probably are doing some peanut butter in your house or some honey or jam. You cannot be able to get standardization mark, so we link you up with KEPS so that they give you standardization mark. We try also assist you on how you're able to get a barcode so that you're able to sell your product in the supermarket. And we also train young people a lot in terms of being able to protect their copyright, so that if you come up with a product, then it is not copied by other people and they make money out of it. So that you also protect your own products and identity of your own innovation.
This is huge. My goodness. I'm wondering, where have you been? Where have we been all this while? But anyway, we thank yes, but we thank God that prayers have brought you our way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just few minutes to close this show. But let me tell you who we shall be hosting next week, Sunday. We shall be hosting next week Sunday. Anthony, Anthony Indian, Anthony Anthony Ndiema, the media personality, TV and radio host. I'm sure many of you know him. So we will be hosting him. Is a personality in the media industry in our country. Anthony, we shall be hosting him. So now himself that has been hosting people on television and radio, will be hosted by myself. So please don't miss it. That is Anthony Ndiema. We shall be hosting on Sunday. Don't miss it for any reason. And when you see our flyers, please share it. Somebody is asking, please, can we really allocate time to the CEO, to his group in July meeting? We shall discuss it, because don't forget, we have our economic empowerment arm, and that is where they can fit in. So if the economic empowerment arm, and I'm sure they will want to have them, then you join that economic empowerment arm, because we cannot bring this pattern in our major meeting. So there is a program we have tailored for this kind of information, because it requires interaction, it requires questions and answers. So you get ready. The fellow asking, you go and register with the people doing economic empowerment. I'm sure one way or the other they will reach out to Mr. Muthendi. Now, what I will do, because your questions are many and I don't want to offend anyone, I will say, please, for now, when we finish, perhaps just get yourself ready for our time when we'll be having meeting with him and his team, so that you can come and ask all your questions. Definitely, from what you have heard, it cannot be a sermon on a Sunday morning. It has to be interactive. It has to be something you have to ask questions, get contacts. So we will give you adequate information on when this will happen. But allow me to read just few questions, even if they are not answered. Mulinge is asking, sir, what thresholds are there for potential borrowers listed with CRB, Credit Reference Bureau? Somebody else is saying, if members need to know about group registration, I am available to create awareness. Somebody is talking about those who want to know how to create, to register as a group. Another one is saying, when do you accept applications and what is the turnaround time for the approval? Another one is saying, greetings, I've been praying about this. I must say this is a God-answered opportunity to learn. Now I have a vision to partner with reintroduced 4K clubs to promote agriculture as the key economic activity in Kenya. I am in Kasarani. Where do I apply from? And how long will it take me to get a funding? Another fellow is saying, Jesus, the questions, I can't continue. Let me just read what my husband has said so that we can close here. I don't know whether, Mr. Muthendi, you are able to go online on my page and answer some of these questions, or ask your office to go on my page and help to answer, because definitely for the impact to be as much as we expect, somebody has to answer these questions, you see. So if you tell your office to go to my page, or because you have shared it on your page, they can actually go there, answer the ones that are very specific. But the good thing is that you have given them the information where they can engage with you people. So they can also go there and engage with you people, because I want to wrap up this show. Let me finally read what my husband is saying. He's saying this is a very good scheme for serious-minded youth who have good character. It is good that the fund managers consider the test of character before giving out loans. The onus is now on the youth to pursue and acquire good character. Integrity opens great doors. Unfortunately, many don't care about it, and that is why they miss God-given opportunities. Period. Opportunities keep coming, but character is the major key that opens it and keeps you there. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen the great opportunity we have in Kenya. Most times we criticize a lot, we criticize the government, we criticize everybody, and sometimes we do it ignorantly because we don't even know what the government is doing. We don't even have the information that there are structures that have been put together. So now that you have gotten this information, engage us and wait to get the time we will mobilize the people within that age group and you will come for your meeting. I want to say thank you to Mr. Muthendi. Thank you for your time. God bless you. I will call you after Sunday. After this Sunday, we will gather ourselves, then we will get back to you and see how we move on. Please give your parting shot to our viewers.
Thank you very much. I am very grateful for this opportunity to have shared that information. I'm grateful to all those that have asked questions. We have answered some of them. We may not have been able to respond to others, and I'm sure we will respond in time. Just encouraging all the youth there who have queries to visit our offices or to ask through our online platforms, and we shall be able to respond to them. And basically, just reminding young people that entrepreneurship is a very sustainable way of being able to engage yourself, because progressively you build your enterprise, it employs you, you build your wealth. And just to encourage our young people to be patient, because once you get into it, entrepreneurship is a matter of patience. You cannot start a business in the morning and then you're a multimillionaire in the evening or by the end of the month. It requires effort, it requires patience, it requires you to put in time, to put in sacrifice, and probably within 5-10 years you're a big person, because you dared to dream and you dared to be patient and to sacrifice for it. So thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you and good night. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right.